What's going on, guys? TTL here, and today I'm going to be going over my top 5 MLB picks for today. Now, I do want to preface this with we had an absolutely great day yesterday, but the free picks were just terrible. We went like 1 for 5 in free pick. I mean, it was bad. So let's bounce back today for the free picks. But if you guys are interested in joining that VIP, I mean, we did sweep league. So we hit this for 600 from 2, 600 from 2, 2,000 from 2, and then obviously the bad MLB. We actually ended up profiting on MLB in the premium just because we had sleeper picks, but the prize picks we did lose money on MLB, unfortunately. But we've been killing it, and if you want to try out the Patreon, it's $20 a month, but you get 7 whole days completely free. You get my prize picks, underdog, and sleeper slips. I send you complete slips. I go over unit sizes, bankroll management, when to play how much, sportsbook bets. I'm doing live streams. I'm doing a VIP only chat, VIP only giveaway. I mean, there's just so much that you get from this premium, and I highly recommend joining it. You can ask in the Discord. Both links are in the description down below, but you can ask in the Discord, and almost everybody is going to say that they recommend the premium. So highly recommend it. I might be a little bit biased though, just you know. But let's get into these picks. Sorry that I wasted a minute and a half going over that, but I mean, we have been on a heater lately. We've hit 3-5 picks in, I believe, 2.5 days, 3 days. So absolutely been blessed lately, and hopefully we can do it again today. So we actually have league starting in about 30 minutes, and I'm going to be doing a live stream for that over at kick.com/testthelimit. So if I'm live, feel free to go join that. And let's get started on the picks. One of my top picks of the day is Merrill Kelly over 6 pitching strikeouts. Now, I will preface this with this is 5.5 on Sleeper. So if you're not signed up to Sleeper, go sign up. Use code TTL when you deposit. You'll get a 100% match, and it lets me know that you used it. And shout out to you if you use it. But Merrill Kelly has gone over this number in 3 of his last 5. We can go to our partners, Outlier.bet. I have a link in the description if you're interested for a 7-day free trial. They're usually, I think, $20 a month or $15 a month while it loads. It's kind of like props.cash on steroids, if I'm being honest. So I can click all these props, by the way. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. This website's nuts. But I can click on strikeouts because that's all that PrizePicks has up other than total bases and fantasy score for hitters. And we can take a look from the implied probability that the prop will hit, and it just goes from highest to least. Now we can see Merrill Kelly under 6.5 is -132 odds, but his line's at 6, not 6.5. So if we go to his alt lines and we do over 5.5, we can see that the odds of going over 5.5 and getting at least 6 strikeouts is almost -200 odds. He's went over or pushed this 6 line in 7 of his last 10 with all 3 misses, 5, 4, 5. So it's good. He also is versus the Brewers. If we take a look at teamrankings.com, the Brewers are 27th of 30th on strikeouts per game. They're averaging almost 10. They're around 9.5 strikeouts per game. Same with their past 3 games, 9.5 strikeouts per game, just on average. So for Merrill Kelly to get 6, I really like this. Again, he's against one of the worst teams in the league for strikeouts anyways. He got 10 versus Washington early this year, which is number 1 on the list. He got 9 versus the Athletics, which are right above Milwaukee. 10 versus Boston, who are 6th, they're averaging under 8 strikeouts per game. So I definitely love this play, and I'm locking this one in with confidence. This is one of my top 2 plays. The other of my top 2 plays is Corbin Burnes over 6.5. So this is actually the pitcher from the opposing team. This is the Brewers pitcher. And if you don't know who Corbin Burnes is, which some of you may not, he's a great pitcher. He's up there with Garrett Cole, Max Scherzer, all of those, which Max Scherzer is right here, by the way. But I didn't know how little some people knew about MLB until I started the VIP and it became MLB season. And Scherzer was doing poorly because he's been doing poorly this year. And everyone was, why did we take Scherzer? Like, this guy sucks. And I'm like, okay, bro. Like, it's Scherzer. Like, come on. But Corbin Burnes is a great player. He's went over this in 4 straight games. He's went over in 4 of his last 5. He gets 8 or 9 strikeouts per game on average. He is versus the Diamondbacks tonight, who are, I believe they're up here somewhere. They're third on the list, right? So they're averaging just under 8 strikeouts per game. So that's the only thing that makes this a little bit iffy. But then I think that it's Corbin Burnes, and I think about it, and I still love the play. We can see against Baltimore, he got 9 strikeouts, and I mean, they're ranked 9th. They're up there, just over 8 strikeouts. So it's not much of a difference compared to Arizona. And we can take a look on Outlier.bet, and we can see Corbin Burnes over 6.5 is minus 125 odds. He's went over this in 4 of his last 5. He's went over in 6 of his last 10. A lot of times he just gets that 7, 8, 9 strikeouts. But in all of his losses, too, he's gotten 5 strikeouts. So he's going to at least keep it close. And I think that he goes for 7 or more in this matchup. Next, I have Jack. We're just going to call this guy Jack because I know how to say it, but I'm half asleep and I feel like I'm not going to say it properly. Versus Washington. So that's the only thing that makes this play iffy is that he is versus Washington. The Nats have been really good this year, just not striking out. They're number 1 on the list, averaging just around 7 strikeouts per game. So he is at 4.5 though. So that is a low number for him. He's went over in 3 of his last 5. And we can take a look at Outlier.bet. Just scroll until we see him. Over 4.5 is minus 112 odds, so it's slightly favored. And yeah, we can see he's went over in 6 of his last 10, in 3 of his last 5, and he's went over versus the Dodgers, the Brewers, Dodgers, the Pirates, the Rangers. Unfortunately, he didn't go over versus the Guardians, who are, I think, 2nd on the list. Yeah, they're averaging just at around 7 as well. And he didn't go over versus the Giants, which is surprising. So this is a little bit more of a flex play, just a tiny bit more of a flex play. But I do like him to get over this number. I think he gets 5 or 6 today. So I do have this going over. Just know it is more of a flex play. Then the last 2 plays, the reason that they are last, although I do like them a lot, is because they are 0.0. So they're not 0.5s. You can't, like, you can push this. And I hate having a prop where it pushes and it's just like it didn't even exist. Because the risk is not worth the reward of just pushing, breaking even, and not getting any money. But we have Austin Gomber. Somebody just messaged me. Let me mute this. I don't know if you guys heard that. We have Austin Gomber under 4 pitching strikeouts. We can take a look. He's versus the Reds today. He's gone over in only 1 of his last 5. He's pushed or stayed under in 4 of his last 5. He got 4 versus the Royals, 1 versus the Padres. So definitely liking this under. He's versus the Reds, who are pretty bad. They're 20th of 30th, averaging just around 9 strikeouts per game, and his line is 4. So that does scare me a little bit, but I think he may get 4 strikeouts this game, but I don't think he goes over. We'll take a look as well. We can see Austin Gomber under 4.5 is minus 137 odds, and we can see that he's gone under in 8 of his last 10 games. That Boston and Phillies, he got 6 and 5, but that's the only times he's went over. So he's pushed the 4 line or stayed under in 8 of his last 10 games. He's also stayed under or pushed in 79% of 2023. So almost every single game this year, he's only went over 3 times. So absolutely loving this for him. Again, he's versus the Reds, who are kind of middle of the pack. It can scare me just a little bit. But I do love him to stay under here, especially like if the Reds can get hot and start hitting. I think that he's going to get pulled fairly quickly. But even on average, you can see the strikeouts per 9. He's getting around 6 strikeouts per 9 innings. And versus the Reds, he's actually 2 strikeouts per 9. But he's only pitched 4 innings versus them, and he gave up 10 runs. So that kind of might be why. Next, we'll do Brandon Williamson under 4 as well. He's the pitcher from the opposing team. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game, by the way, just because both of these pitchers are not good. But I took him under 4. He's went under in 4 of his last 5 games. The only time he's went over is versus the Brewers. He's versus the Colorado today. Colorado's 22nd, averaging just around 9 strikeouts per game. And we can take a look on Outlier. Under 4.5 is around minus 130 odds, minus 128. And we can take a look. He's only played these 5 games, 6 games. He's played 6 games this year. The last time versus Colorado, he actually got 6. So that's the only part that's a little bit scary. But I do like this. I do like this play quite a bit on this under. He may push. I would not power play this one at all. This is more so a flex play. Again, I do go in order of most confident to least confident prop. So obviously Kelly and Burnes are my top 2. Then Flaherty, however you say his name. Then Gomber, then Williamson. Williamson is mainly just a flex play. I wouldn't recommend putting him in any 2 picks. I wouldn't even really recommend putting Gomber in 2 picks just because that push potential is just, if he gets 4, it's just like, what's the point? You get 1.5x if the other guy hits, and then if he misses, you lose a whole unit. Like, just no point. These are my top 5 of the day, though. For what's on the board right now, I will give you one extra pick, and that's Max Scherzer, just because it's Scherzer. He's versus Houston. I'm not going to go over this one too much. I do like this over, though, so feel free to plug him in and play him. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. I really appreciate all the comments, all the likes lately. Let's bounce back today. We went 1 for 5 yesterday. Let's get at least 3 for 5 today. Let's hope for 4 for 5 or even just a clean sweep. And again, I'm going to be live on Kick in about 20 minutes streaming these league games. So hopefully I'll see you there. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. And yeah, see you next video.